Welcome to Storm the Field, Kansas State, presented by Tree City Sports, your source for local sports. As is my morning tradition, I stop by Arrowhead Nutrition to get my morning drink. This one is the Harvest, and just like all of the other wonderful energy teas, nutritional shakes that I've had from here, it is a banger. We are going to be joined shortly by K State recruit Jemyri Davis. This is very exciting. We cannot wait to have him on. He will be on here shortly, and we will get to that interview. Looking at this entire class of 2025 for K State, it's exciting. There's a lot of different pieces that are going to make an impact as soon as they step foot on campus. And we cannot wait to see what kind of an impact they make. While we're waiting for Mr. Davis to join us, just want to show you Arrowhead Nutrition's menu. They even have a QR code so you can order online. These are some of their shakes. Oh, okay. So, update QR code not active. Don't try that. But you can order their tea kit online. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram, Arrowhead Nutrition. They've got a lot of great nutritional shakes. But my favorite part is the energy teas. I mean, this is where it really comes out. I think every single one of them are fantastic. The one that I have today, the Harvest, it's really, really good. One of my favorite ones is the Diversity. Hula Days, getting ready for the holidays, but it's a Hawaiian. So good. All of their options are absolutely fantastic. Do not forget to check out Arrowhead Nutrition for all of your energy teas and nutritional shake needs. Willie Farrell, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing? How are you feeling about the recruits that we have gained through signing day?
What is up?
Not much. Just we're waiting on Jemyri Davis to join us. He's gonna come on the show here shortly. We tried it actually a few times this morning, but due to my technical difficulties, it didn't work out the way we would have liked. So we're gonna try it again here.
Good deal. Good deal.
Well, how do you feel about all of the recruits? And obviously, Lincoln Cure is the biggest one, but who's the biggest one you think that we've gotten?
Definitely Lincoln. I mean, the kid's a stud. I'm so glad he stayed. But I mean, it does. College football is so weird nowadays. Like, I don't think that as an 18-year-old kid he should have that much power to, because all he was doing was trying to get more money out of us, and it's frustrating.
It
But
is, for fans, but yeah, it's one of those deals that this is just the age of college football that we live in now.
I know it's. I mean, it's exciting, but it's not at the same time. But I mean, it's the best recruiting class K State's ever had. I mean, there's nothing to be upset about.
Oh, absolutely. They won in every way that they could possibly have won yesterday.
Except I did learn from an inside source that Trey Spivey and Dylan are both gonna hit the transfer portal. So I did learn that, which is I figured Dylan would go, but I was hoping Spivey would stick around.
Yeah, the Dylan Edwards one, I'm not like super surprised about just because I figured that he would be a way bigger part of this offense than he has been. And I think that he thought that too. And he was just as disappointed as the fans are.
Well, I knew that DJ was gonna be good, but I figured we'd use Dylan a lot more as well. I mean, he's got too much speed to play him twice a game. I mean, You figured we'd use him until we needed to push up for a first down or whatever on third and short, and then we'd go to DJ. But that's what happens when you have Connor Riley as an offensive coordinator, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. And just the fact that we could have put him, just thrown him out on swing routes and stuff like that, and just got him involved in so many different ways that we just didn't do.
100%. I mean, it's the life of a K State fan, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
it really is.
Dylan's gonna go probably somewhere bigger than K State and get a lot of touches and a lot of reps and have a good career. So I mean, there's nothing too sad about. I was really hoping Trey would stay, though. I mean, he's gonna be a stud. There's
100%. And I thought that towards the end of the season, we'd see a lot more of him and Avery Johnson being on the same page and getting a better connection together. And he wasn't used in the way that I thought that he could have been either.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Jace is staying though. I did learn that he was just also trying to get more money. So
Yes.
that's big.
Yeah, that's good on the part of he's a great receiver and stuff. But as we saw this year, he is if he could cause the issues in the locker room, is that a great thing for us?
That's true. Well, did you that new quarterback recruit that we got? His interview yesterday was pretty wild. Did you see that?
I didn't watch it, but I heard about it.
Yeah, it's that might cause some problems too. So
Oh, yeah, where he said that he was hoping to actually make reps and make an impact right away.
yeah, which I mean, I don't know what he's thinking really. I mean, Avery put up the best stats of quarterbacks put up in their sophomore year here. I mean, Avery didn't have a bad season. He probably could have had a better season if Connor Riley would just go away forever.
Well, okay, I don't see the problem with moving Connor Riley back to a line coach or something
Me
like
either.
that, but
Me
not
either.
calling plays
Yeah,
personally.
he shouldn't be calling plays. I don't know if Matt Wells should be either though. So
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think we saw a little bit more of Brian LePeck, calling a few plays or at least having more influence on the offense in the Cincinnati game. And that gave us a little bit of a fresh breath.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not too excited about our coordinating situation for sure. That's probably the biggest thing I have right now with K State.
But yeah, exactly. And we're not quite on the Oklahoma State level where we need to completely clear house. We just
No,
need the pieces to fit in the right place.
Chris Kleiman's such a good coach. He just had, I mean, the Houston game and all that. He had a bunch of family stuff going on. I mean, that's whenever you need a coordinator to be able to step up and take over that role and let Chris go away instead of what we had this year, which was obviously no one doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. And it seemed like the play calling we weren't calling plays that were to our absolute strengths.
No.
And that was an issue.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Very, very frustrating being a K State fan, but it's been very frustrating being a K State fan for 20 years now. So,
Yeah, for my entire life.
yeah, same. Yeah, since I've been walking, it's been very frustrating.
Yeah. Well, at least, 20 years, at least you don't remember the brutal stretch of the mid to late 90s and
Yeah,
early 2000s where we were so close, but one little thing completely screwed us over.
yeah. No, yeah, I'm so glad that I didn't have to live through that. Yeah. I hate being a K State fan as is. So,
And it's not like we're immune from that, being Chiefs fans either, because they do the exact same thing as K State. I mean, they don't blow out teams the way that they should.
oh, yeah, no, Yeah, but I mean, also at the same time, I think I was reading an article and it kind of made sense. It's like how can you care? I mean, you're trying to win your second Super Bowl. How can you get or your third Super Bowl in a row? How can you get hyped up to go play a team like Carolina, who's won 3 games all year, 2 games all year? Like, how do you get yourself in the right mindset to play that game, anyways?
Yeah, exactly. Because you're pretty much overlooking it. You're like, all right, well, what's next? And
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you're already ready for the playoffs, so
yeah, exactly. And they've already clinched a playoff spot, so they're already in, and they can pretty much, which they're not gonna coast, but they
oh
can just
yeah,
relax now.
yeah. The second that they get the 1 seed, I'm sure that Patrick Mahomes won't see the field for the rest of the regular season.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those deals that with Kansas City, we're just thankful to at least see some winning and it turning into playoff wins because for the longest
Oh
time
yes, it was
in
all.
the
Yeah, the
yeah,
I remember growing up watching Matt Castle. Wow, so having
I
Pat
grew up
Mahomes,
watching Elvis Gerbach.
that sounds a lot worse than watching Matt Castle.
It was, trust me.
That was a good quarterback, but he wasn't a winner. Same thing with Alex Smith. He's a great quarterback. He just wasn't a big time winner. Pat Mahomes is an okay quarterback, great athlete, okay quarterback, but he's a winner.
But he's great in the moments that he
Yeah, no,
absolutely
he's
has
a
to
he's a
be.
winner. He's the definition of being clutch.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that's just something that we never were able to experience before. We never got to see our team be able to come back in those situations. It was if we had the ball with 2 minutes left, we knew we were done.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love being a K State fan. It's so fun. I mean, you look at the Chiefs and then you like, okay, how can I be cheering for a team that sucks but wins games, and then have a team that has the talent to win a national championship that can't win a football game against Houston? Like that's
Yeah.
the worst part about being a K State fan, to be
Oh, it
honest.
is. And to your point, the worst part is absolutely the fact that the games that we lost are games that were absolutely winnable. We had opportunities to win every single one of them. We did not capitalize.
Yep. Especially the BYU game. I mean, we should have won that game. That's the whole downfall of our season is that BYU game. Because I feel like if we win that, then we're just fine, honestly. But we go out and we have a 31 point change in score
Yeah,
during
in just like 7
7 minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, 7 minutes I think is what it was. It's ridiculous. It's yeah, so frustrating.
Well, yeah, it is. And, it's like the Houston game and Arizona State, where we
Mm-hmm.
just didn't look ready to play that game. And that the mentality is what hurt us in those two games.
100%. 100%.
And then Iowa State, I mean,
We should have won that
just
game. That's just playing down to little brother. I mean, to be honest. So
my problem with it is the fact that Iowa State literally gave us every opportunity that we could ever ask for, and we shit the bed.
yep, 100%. I mean, I just don't know what to do differently. Like, I mean, besides changing a coordinator, because we had the talent to be competing for a national championship, and we'll have the talent next year as long as Dylan and Trey are really the two big impact players that go.
Well, yeah, exactly. And if we can keep most of our core intact, I think we'll be just fine. I think the difficult situation with Dylan Edwards is the fact that we also have Joe Jackson, who's almost just as electric. It
Yeah.
was just the problem and the reason why the Dylan Edwards deal hurts is the fact that we were so hurt when he didn't choose K State in the
Oh yeah,
beginning. And then to finally get him to come back.
and then play them
And
4 snaps a game.
yeah, I mean, it's rough on everybody, especially the fans and the ones that have been wanting to see him play all year long.
Yeah. Well, then I mean, like in the games that he played in, like he didn't play bad. He had great runs, great touches, and then I mean, not to dog on DJ, but I don't think we should be using DJ when we're on our own 25. Whenever you have the speed of Dylan Edwards, and then of course I say that, but then Connor Riley tries to do something with him on the first play of the game and we turn the ball over.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you really wonder if we hadn't fumbled that first play of the game, would we be looking at a different result? Would that have changed the entire flow of the game had he broke that loose?
Yeah.
Because that was a touchdown.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it was a good play call, and then I think that personally, and this is probably just because I'm a K State fan, but I definitely think that that was a forward pass, so it shouldn't have been fumble recovery. Even if we get that forward pass back instead of it being called a fumble, we probably go on to win the game. I mean,
Well,
when you have
yeah.
a turnover on the first play of the game, it does nothing good. I mean, but then
Well,
again, it's
yeah,
also the first.
exactly.
It's also the first play of the game, so you would think that a team like K State would just bounce back from it.
Well, yeah, you would have thought that there would have been, a change of pace. And it was just, like I said, the part that hurts the most is the fact that they gave us every single opportunity we could ever ask for in a football game. And not one time did we take advantage of that.
Yeah, no, it's and that's 99% to do with your play callers, and that's just being a K State fan, I guess, with living in the Connor Riley era.
Yeah, it's like we could only dream of what our season would have been like if Colin Klein had stayed.
Oh yeah, because he did a lot of good things at A&M with half as good of an offense, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And there were people in College Station that were upset with him. We'll gladly take him back.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole reason we let him go is so he can come back and be a head coach here and build his network so he can find good coordinators and stuff. But God, it's just frustrating.
Oh, it is frustrating because it's like, uh, well, this is a horrible comparison because he did basically the opposite, but like Eric Bieniemy leaving the Chiefs, you know, everyone thought he was going to be this great coordinator, and went to Washington and underperformed, and then goes to UCLA and just got fired from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you never know. It's Connor or Colin Klein is one of those guys that that he understands offense and how to utilize Avery Johnson in the
Oh yeah.
best ways. And that's what's disappointing is the fact that he doesn't get the opportunity to show that with Avery.
Yeah. And I mean, we kind of just let him go too. Is the saddest part. Like, and I mean, he's the one that did the majority of the recruiting whenever Avery came. He's the reason that Avery Johnson is here. Really.
Well, yeah. I
That's
mean,
another frustrating part.
yeah, and the fact that we had the worry at the very beginning because someone thought that Avery was going to leave for Texas A&M to follow him, and man, that made our hearts skip a
Oh
beat for
yeah, no,
just a
yeah.
second.
For about a week and a half, I was shitting bricks until they came out with the video of him changing his number. I was scared to death.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and the bad thing is that we get attached to these really great players, and that's the risk that we take is that man, we have a season as a team that we underperform in, and suddenly we lose our best players to the transfer portal because suddenly they can get more money somewhere else.
Yep. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, how much different would it have been if Kobe stayed this year?
Yeah, exactly.
Which all credit to him, he made the best decision for me. He's probably going to go win a national championship with Oregon. So, but I mean, it
Yeah.
just sucks that we should have him, and then our secondary doesn't get toasted all year like they did.
Yeah, exactly. It's just when you look at the way our secondary played this year, they they really did not live up to the expectations that we
No,
had for them.
especially with we had a really good secondary last year for K State. We had a really good secondary, and then, I mean, they weren't terrible this year, but God, it's like they didn't know that they were on the same team half the time. They had broken coverages all the time. They were missing reads, missing. Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, like that long one at Iowa State, they just look lost. They
Yeah,
didn't know who was covering him.
Arizona State, same thing for the first half. They were just standing there. I've never seen Jacob Parrish look so confused, and I've wrestled him in high school growing, or not high school, but elementary school growing up. He's a smart kid, and I
Yeah.
see him during the Arizona State game, and he's just standing still. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating when you know the talent that this team is capable of and just isn't able to apply that to the game time situations.
Yeah, and then as another thing about being a K State fan, you see this football season, you're like, okay. Well, especially after the Houston game, I was like, thank God we have basketball. Our basketball team's gonna be so good. And now it's like, are we really gonna be that good?
Oh, well, and I mentioned this on uh one of the spaces yesterday that I don't know the Doug McDaniel stuff where he has the talent to completely change the way we play the game and he's sitting on the bench. It almost reminds you of Naquan and the impact that he should have
Yeah.
had at K-State last year.
That's another thing though is I'm not the biggest Jerome Tang fan anymore. He's a great recruiter, but I don't know. And this is gonna sound shitty, but I don't know if he spends more time trying to coach basketball or more time sitting in a corner praying. Because it's been pathetic this year. I mean, you have the talent. You probably have the second or third most talented team in the NCAA, and you lose to a team like, especially the Liberty game. That was pathetic. The LSU game, whatever, Cam Carter went off. Like, I was expecting us to lose that game, but to lose to Liberty in a tournament that we should have ran, it's very frustrating.
Yeah, 100%. And it goes back to the problems that we had last year where we literally, without Marquise and Keontae out there, we could not run an offense to save our lives. Like, if we tried, we'd either turn the ball over or get stuffed at the rim.
Yeah.
We just didn't make good decisions. And when you're standing around the 3-point line, just looking for the ball, not moving, not making moves,
Uh huh.
getting yourself open, it doesn't help anybody.
100%. I mean, they looked a lot better on Saturday, but or was it Sunday? It was Sunday. Wow, holy cow, it's been a
Yeah.
minute. But I mean,
It's been a long week.
yeah, no, it has been, especially dead week. Oh, it's been miserable. Studying and drinking a lot, college kid things. It's been miserable, and like you can't get excited about the basketball team because you don't know if they're going to go out and shit the bed or they're going to play good. But I mean, we actually
Yeah,
ran an
exactly.
offense. We ran an offense for the first time since we haven't had Marquise on Sunday, so that was exciting. I mean,
Yeah, and we actually got to see some of the flashes of the potential this team has.
yeah. Except Coleman's the one game that everyone plays good. Coleman puts up 2 points, 1 point maybe. Yeah, that was sad, pathetic. Paid him $65,000 that game to put up a point.
Well, and I go back and forth with him because it's like we knew he wasn't going to put up 20 points a game. So expecting that, that's on us, I guess.
Yeah,
But at the same time, you're getting paid that much money, perform like it. And he does.
yeah.
He fills the box score in other
Oh yeah, no,
places,
that's
but
like it wasn't too frustrating watching him Sunday because he had a bunch of rebounds. He looked really good. He was moving, running the offense, creating it, opening things up for other players. I mean, he looked fine, but it's still frustrating that think about like what football players we could have got for $2 million.
Yeah, we could have got another Avery Johnson.
100%. Or maybe a defensive tackle or cornerback or safety, someone in the secondary.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's one of the things that I'm really excited about Noah King joining because he's going to help that defensive back unit a lot.
Oh yes, 100%.
And they're going to be able to move him around to different places. He'll be able to play the safety too, and you know he'll make an impact right away.
100%. All right, I've got to get off. I've got to go to class. So, but it was
Oh, you're totally good. No,
good
I'm
talking
glad
to
that
you.
you were able to join.
Of course. Have a good one.
Yep, you take care. All right, we're good now. Sorry, I had to take a bathroom break there for a second. You joined just in time.
My guy,
Intro- Introducing our very special guest, Jemyri Davis. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, great. Actually, we're sitting here in Arrowhead Nutrition, got our drink, got the menu in front of us in case we want another one.
Nah, for real, facts.
Oh. So, how'd your meeting go? Did it go all right?
Yeah, I went good. Got some little stuff handled for transcripts and stuff.
Awesome. Hey, you're that much closer to joining K-State, on campus.
Facts.
Oh. Well, it's great to have you on, and this is the first of many interviews with our newly signed recruits, and this is really exciting. Uh, I just can't wait to see what you and all of the other recruits that we have signed yesterday are going to do next year for K-State.
Nah, for sure, I'm
Uh,
ready to get there.
Absolutely. We're ready for you to be here. When you look at this highly stacked recruiting class that we have, one of the best recruiting classes in K-State history. I mean, obviously Lincoln Cure is the biggest part of it, but who really stands out to you on this team?
Ariane. I feel like Ariane at receiver. He got a little bit of speed. He can flip the field. Explosive player, elusive. So yeah, I think Ariane got that slot game down pat.
Absolutely. And speaking of the receiving core, you guys are absolutely loaded because there's a lot of talent in that wide receiver room.
For sure. We all just gonna be competing.
Oh, yeah. No, and the way you guys prepare is the biggest part of everything. What is your keys to preparing for big time games?
Uh, Number one, you gotta make sure your body right. You gotta make sure you physically there. If you flexed out, you stretched out, you mentally prepared, good week of practice, all that just add up to the game. Come game day, you got a certain mindset certain people have that you bring out of you just to dominate on the field. So all that lead up to one thing.
Absolutely. And, the off the field, the mental preparation is just as important as the physical preparation. Going through, just go through what your typical game day routine would be, from what you eat for breakfast, what you're listening to, what you do before the game, that kind of
In
stuff.
fact, yeah, but my JUCO days here. Say we got a home game. Got a little speaker in my room that lit up the whole dawn. So before I even get out the bed, I turn that on, connect to that, play some tunes, get myself ready. We probably have a walkthrough. Then we'll go eat. Go do that. Come back, have some downtime before the game. Boom, boom, boom. Then once you get ready, everybody getting ready, I go in there, do my little pregame stretch before we leave the facility. So I'm already loose before we even get to the field. Uh, get on the bus, go to the field, walk the field, take it all in, manifest, think about a lot of stuff, then start stretching again. And then, pregame warm up, and there go the game. Go kill.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great answer. And like I said, that the mental preparation is just as important as the physical. What kind of things do you do? What kind of music do you listen to get you in the hype mood to get you ready for game day?
While I'm stretching, I like listening to like real slow music. I even listen to some of my rap songs in a slow type of version that somebody done created on YouTube. I like listening, like basically it's like meditating to me when I stretch. And then when I'm on that field, I'm trying to crash out basically. So I'm listening to all type of stuff. Anything to just get me in that mode at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you and I have discussed before, diet is also very, very important. What is your favorite pre-game meal and your favorite post-game meal?
Pre-game, I don't really eat the food that they feed us here. Well, like regardless, I don't like eating heavy, so I buy my own. Every Thursday I made a trip to the store. I get a lot of fruits, grapes, Propel, package of Propel. I had like five of them in my bag going to the game. Just a lot of nutrition stuff, fruits, applesauce, stuff like that. I don't really eat heavy on game day.
Yeah, you got to keep your energy up going into the game.
Facts.
And
Pickle juice,
then,
stuff like that.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to, make sure you're not cramping up and things like that because that's brutal when you're in the middle of a big time moment and you got to fight through that.
Fact, I done been there, done that. I'm cool.
Yep. Now, when you get a big win and you're going out to celebrate with your teammates, what's your favorite meal to get as a team?
Like I told you earlier, it's like you burning a lot of calories. I'm trying to eat anything, but preferably, I obviously want my favorite food, which is tacos. So tacos would be cool.
It's hard to go wrong with that.
Facts.
And you're about to be in heaven there with Taco Lucha. I mean, fantastic place.
I need to go try that.
Yes, you absolutely do. Now, because they are the best restaurant in Manhattan, you have to wait a little bit to get in. But especially on game days, you could be waiting for hour 45, 2 hours. But, at least you don't have to worry about that. You can just go in whenever you feel like it and beat the traffic.
Chill out.
Ugh. When you
Nah.
when you're coming out onto the field, just the first time you step out of the tunnel on Bill Snyder Family Stadium, just describe the emotions and the feelings that's going to be going through your head in that moment.
Oh no, you can't do me like that. I don't know for real. I had to wait till that moment, but I'll probably say just thanking God for real. Like probably that whole day, that whole week, just I'm probably just be thanking God, waiting for my first tub, just manifesting, really coming out that tunnel locked in, looking at the crowd, letting that give me more motivation. Just thinking every little thing that can motivate me in that moment.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to make sure that you're absolutely prepared.
Oh yeah, that ain't gonna be a question. More so on game day with me, it's more mental.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the biggest parts of everything that you want to make sure that not only is your body prepared, but your mind is as well. And in terms of you haven't got to experience it in Manhattan, but through your JUCO days, what has been one of your favorite activities to build yourselves as teammates and really bring you guys closer together?
If we ain't in each other dorms, joking around, playing around with each other all day, we probably just hooping. Like lately since the season, and we all been hooping a lot lately. So I feel like they've been giving us something to do out here.
Yeah, and one thing about Manhattan and K State is your access to the facilities. You got some of the best facilities in the nation to work out with.
Facts.
Now, what is one thing that you are most looking forward to, in coming into Manhattan, whether it be restaurants, sightseeing, things like that?
A couple things I harped on earlier. Just getting some with the community. Of course, trying foods that I'm unfamiliar with the name of from Texas. Obviously restaurants that it's not known restaurants that every state got. Just trying new things for real. Sightseeing. A lot of historical stuff that's out there that I don't know about yet. But I'm free to willing to learn about and just stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And you and I were talking earlier about just the impact in the community that you want to make. And as I said, then that's exactly what we want to see from the recruits coming into Manhattan to K State, because that's the culture we're trying to build here within our program.
That's right.
So, uh, who do you think within the new recruits? Obviously, Lincoln Cure is going to have the biggest impact, on the community, just because of the surrounding uh hype or surrounding him going into the season. But who do you think is going to make the most impact other than Lincoln Cure in the community?
I feel like Noah King can come in and really be an impact on the defense. Be harsh. Come in with his head down. Stay down at that. And just keep working every day. I feel like he got that instilled in him from seeing him on the media and stuff like that. So I'll be looking forward to watching him come out there and prove himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And Noah King, when you look at his tapes and you listen to him talk, everything about him screams this kid is going to be an All American.
Facts.
And, like I said, you guys have so much talent just in this recruiting class that when you get all of these pieces fit in the right place, this team could be very, very hard to defend on both sides of the ball.
That's right.
When you were growing up watching the game, who was the player that you tried to model your game after as a wide receiver the most?
Growing up, it was most definitely Odell. Just him being how dominant he was at 5'11", like that's crazy. Probably realistically 6 foot, 6'1". But still though, just him being the player that he was, doing what he was doing, that stuff that 6'3" dudes can do, and he doing it at 5'11", it was crazy. I say now though, I look into guys like Christian Washington, his speed, way he get into his routes, remind me of myself. Romeo Dobbs, route running, ability to play inside and out and go attack the ball. And Terry McLaurin, just players like that that's just small and elusive with the ball in their hand, make a play really.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing a lot more in the NFL, a lot more players that rely on speed way more than their size. When you look at players like Tyreek Hill and Xavier Worthy, Sky Moore, all of those, a lot of the players that the Chiefs have had, over the years have shown explosiveness. And if they could use those pieces in the right way, we really could be blowing out teams by 30 points every game.
That's right.
And it's the same way with K State, because one thing that makes K State special is we are really good about incorporating our wide receivers into other areas of the game. and like kick returns, punt returns, things like special teams, and getting the ball on jet sweeps, things like that. Plays that
Yeah,
are designed for wide receivers to thrive.
that's right.
How are you? How excited are you, and how do you feel about going into a system where you know that you guys have the potential to really make an impact?
Like I said earlier, it's just a lot of just a self discipline and knowing that you can impact the team. So me knowing that, I gotta go in with my head down, be consistent. Just like I said, make the best of every opportunity I have, and just be prepared to be utilized like I've been doing all my life.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't matter what position you're put in, you have to make the most of every situation, no matter what.
That's right.
So, like I said, just the excitement surrounding this team is going to be a lot of fun to watch. And we have a lot of things to keep our eye on going into the season.
For sure, we're gonna go to work.
Now, when you look at this coaching staff, because there are a lot of great, not only great coaches, great motivators, great people, great men on this staff, what coach are you most looking forward to working with the most?
Um, basically all the coaches, but most importantly, building a better and more intense relationship with Coach Riley. Of course, I'm gonna be more hands on with Coach Middleton. I wanna get more in tune with Coach Wells. Coach Wells introduced me to K State good when I was out there. So yeah, most importantly, Coach Wells and Coach Riley just really getting in tune with those guys, picking their brains apart, and them understanding me and me understanding them.
Yeah, absolutely. And making a great connection with your coaches from the very beginning is absolutely key to your success at any level of football.
That's right.
Now, when we look at other sports that K State is really, really good in, their volleyball team had a really good year. The women's basketball,
Hooper.
has the potential to contend for a national championship. The men's basketball has had kind of a rocky start, but we have talent on this team. What sport are you most excited to watch in person at K State?
Obviously, when I arrive, I'll be watching the baseball team. So I'm gonna say that as of right now. I'm kind of a baseball guy. I would like to learn more about college baseball. So them as of right now, I look forward to watching the baseball team in the spring. Go to work.
Yeah, exactly. And our baseball team, made it to the super regionals last year and we did really, really good. There's a lot of, hope and expectations going into next season as well. So you're going to get to see a lot of really great baseball played.
Yeah, you know who won it all last year, though, right?
Yep. Yep. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a local kid signed with Tennessee to play for them during the off season. So I was excited to see that.
Yeah, they was at there killing.
Yep. Yeah, no, absolutely. And the great thing uh about the Big 12 is it doesn't matter what sport we're talking about, the Big 12 is going to be competitive.
Facts.
And speaking of that and how good the Big 12 is, you know, any team can beat any team at on any given game for any reason. What what do you think makes the Big 12 so special and what drew you to want to play in the Big 12 compared to like the Big 10 and the SEC if you were able to?
Really, before the season, I was an ACC guy. I was big on getting over there to the East Coast because I'm a Boston Celtic fan. So yeah, I was really endeared to getting over there. So now, I would say like what make the Big 12 good now is like the coaches. For real, for real. Like you look at each school, like especially like Texas Tech, Colorado, Baylor, K State. They all got coaches with history that been in the game winning. So it's like under a good coaching staff with a good coach is and some good players. Obviously, they're gonna recruit and to draw attention. So I really feel like that's been a big factor in the Big 12. And what
Yeah,
drew me there is
exactly.
what drew me to the Big 12 is really just the opportunity for real.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. I mean, when you look at the Big Ten and the SEC, they typically have maybe three teams that contend for a, conference champion, three or four teams that may contend
Right,
for a conference championship every year. Whereas the Big 12, it could be any one of our teams.
right.
And we could see like TCU a couple years ago where they went
Mhm.
undefeated until K State beat them in the championship in conference championship game. And they went on to win a playoff game.
That's right. I feel like TCU will make some noise next year, so they done had a good recruiting little segment. So I'll be looking forward to that too. That game too.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at the Big 12 schedule, what game, obviously the game in Dublin is first thing that you can look at. And it just, the thought of it is exciting. But what conference game are you looking forward to the most in terms of competition and, just what you're expecting from the season?
Hey, I'm looking forward to Iowa State. I like playing against those real disciplined teams. That kind of like it's like you picking us apart for real. So that team and off competition really just Colorado. You know, Colorado gonna have the talented guys over there in the prime. So that game, and of course, as the season go on to see who's really doing what teams are actually making noise, what teams is actually winning. You know, the games I probably don't even know it'd be more exciting than what I'm talking about right now. So just letting things play out, being prepared for the moment.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's a great answer because I mean, it's like it's hard to pick which game you look forward to the most because all of them are going to be good.
That's right.
And, you know, speaking of Colorado and Travis Hunter, eh, the idea of a college player in today's world playing offense and defense, when you look at K State's players throughout their entire roster, who on this team do you think has the ability and the uh, just heart to play both sides of the ball and would perform well on both sides?
I feel like BJ Payne. I feel like he can get on offense and make some noise. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like BJ can get on offense and pop it for real. But outside of that, probably nobody. I don't say none of the receiver because they small. They V's, they're gonna be getting tortured over there. And I don't see Trey Spivey and nobody back end, so I ain't I ain't gonna speak on that. I could probably see I could probably see Giddens at linebacker, but that's probably most that's about it. Nickel, something like that.
Could you imagine getting hit by that truck?
I ain't even trying to imagine. I'm letting him stay keep on toting the rock.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, no, I mean, we've got a lot of really exciting pieces, that are going to carry over from this year to next year, and we're excited to see how they all fit in. When you also we have to discuss this. I want to know who's your pick for the Heisman. Does Travis Hunter get it, or does Aston Genty get it?
I say try. I mean, it's like it's actually like it's like you getting the ball every play. I mean, I can see they had some good receivers that was throwing the ball, but it's like you they offense, and it's like with Travis, you they team. So it's like you either you offense or a team. I'm going with team. So
Yeah, exactly. And it's they both have immense talent, but you look at the level of competition that they're playing against.
that too.
Does does a Boise State really compare to having to play against the teams in the Big 12?
No, sir, not at all. I mean, not saying Ashton GT gonna come over here and pop it, but nah, it's different at receiver and cornerback because you depending on some basically your success upon somebody else.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's like, uh, he's having the season that we all thought that Ollie Gordon would have before the beginning of the year, and Ollie Gordon just didn't show up this year.
It's all good. You know, nobody knows what that boy going through. So looking forward to
Oh
him
yeah.
going to work this
No,
off season, coming back next season, going to work.
absolutely. And the worst part with him was is that, they had games where he just broke out and you could tell he was the one that needed to have the ball in his hands, but it's not on all on him. It's more of the just the just the different offensive issues that they had. Uh, you never know how it's going to go. And if you get frustrated early, it makes it hard on the entire season.
For sure. That way you got to stay clear headed.
Yeah, exactly. Now, your predictions for the Big 12 championship game between Iowa State and Arizona State, because we have Tree City Sports reps for both teams.
I'm going with Arizona State. Iowa State can't stop the pass. What we talking about?
I want to hear Tyler's thoughts on this. Our Iowa State guy believe in Iowa State and Tree City, Iowa State. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, no, I'd say I disagree. I think we Iowa State has one of the best secondaries and probably the best second one of the best secondaries in college football. Obviously, we did give up some big plays in last week's game, but I think both. I mean, we've been consistent throughout the entire year. Um, I do think with us with Jordan Tyson out, like
Oh, he out.
forcing.
Okay, look, all right. Now we talking about something different. Cause Jordan Tyson about to pop it on y'all. I ain't gonna lie, but Jordan Tyson now. Okay, I got Iowa State for the win. What we talking about?
Nah, no, that's all good, bro. Nah, I think with him being out, that's going to be with Sam Levitt throwing the ball throwing the ball into our secondary. I think that will pose uh issue for him. But obviously, the main guy's going to be Cam Skedibo. And one issue that could be a thing is what K State did in last week's game was use their tight ends, and we just talked about that in our preview pod. So I do think that could be an issue. But offensively, though, I think with Higgins and Noel. And with and big and possibly with Ben Bramer, our tight end, possibly returning in on Saturday. I think that could be a huge thing for us. Oh, go ahead. Did somebody say something?
No.
Oh, my bad.
Nope, you're good.
With Bramer possibly coming back into the fold, I think that could open running lanes for us. But I do see Iowa State winning a close one.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game, that's for sure. But one of the things I don't want to keep you on too long, but one of the things that excuse me that I wanted to ask you is going through your high school and JUCO days. What was your favorite football moment in your career?
High school. High school, I say getting hurt. My second game of my season really putting me out for the whole season. I feel like that humbled me. I learned a lot from that. Going into where I'm at now, this period, JUCO period, I say scoring my first touch. Last year before getting hurt and this year, it was just a different type of excitement, different type of expression that I got to let out. So those two, even after the touch, like on the sideline, I was tripping. So yeah, those two moments for sure.
Yeah, no, those are great moments. And when you were in high school, did you get the chance to play any state championship games?
Oh nah. I had Sato Cliff in my playoff bracket. Them boys was smacking everything when I was in high school. Facts.
Oh, yeah, no, there are teams like that that just run the table every year.
No, for sure. They was stacked.
Yeah, no, and of course, uh, it doesn't matter where you are. There's a lot of talent coming out of, everywhere in the, excuse me, everywhere in the US, right now. Because when you look at Kansas kids, Texas kids, kids from Ohio, everywhere has got some great ballers coming out.
For sure.
So, I don't want to keep you any longer. I really appreciate your time. I'm glad that we actually got this good so that we could actually get it recorded.
No, I'm happy for you though, for sure. Getting yourself handled up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we made it. We made it, boys. We made it.
No, we good. Appreciate you
Oh.
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us. Tyler, thanks for chiming in. It was great to have you on as well. We cannot
Sure.
wait for the Big 12 championship game between Arizona State and Iowa State. This has been incredibly exciting. The first of many shows joined by great recruits for Kansas State in the 2025 class. Any final thoughts from you guys?
Not much. Go
Uh,
Cats.
Go Cyclones, baby.
Every man a Wildcat.
It's okay. Roll
And
Clones. We about to win the Big 12, baby.
to be fair, do we really want a Pac-12 team winning the Big 12
Nope.
in their first year?
Of
No.
course we don't.
We want our originals to win, even if we do, you know, even if it is Iowa State.
Right.
Oh, so this has been awesome, incredibly exciting. As always, check out AM Creations. Excuse me. AM Creations in Ottawa, Kansas, who makes our shirts. They make amazing custom shirts, hats, cups, basically anything that you would like made, they can make it. And they have a website for you to check them out. Huge shout out to Arrowhead Nutrition for letting us shoot inside the shop today and for supplying our harvest energy tea of the day. Until next time, y'all take care now. Go Cats.